Hello, my brothers and sisters in Christ. Welcome back to the channel. And lately, maybe you've been noticing with some of the shorts and videos I've been posting, but I've been really getting into the history of Christianity, not just from the biblical days, 2,000 plus years ago, but actually from that point moving forward, Christian history all over the world. Uh, Things I'm starting to notice is there are martyrs all over the known world that we are not hearing about, we are not being told about, and that's fine. That's understandable because we live in a secular antichrist world. But that's why some of these stories are so amazing when we come across them because we've never heard of these things. At least I know I haven't. So, what I'm going to read about is this story that hopefully you'll be able to follow on the screen. But it's called The Boxer Rebellion Chinese Martyrs. We don't hear much about Chinese Christians from the past. But this one is a very recent past, going back to the year 1900. And I'm just going to read this whole story, and I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know what other historical Christian martyrs or amazing stories are coming across from different areas of the world because these stories are everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to get it started. Here we go. The Feast of the Chinese Martyrs of the Boxer Rebellion. This is going back to June 11th is the day they are celebrated. One of the best kept secrets in the Orthodox world has to be the existence of the Chinese martyrs who celebrate their feast day on June 11th. Almost 100 years ago, a group of Chinese Orthodox Christians gave up their lives for Christ and his church in the great city of Beijing. It was the time of the Boxer Rebellion, which held foreigners responsible for every misfortune that took place. The first to suffer were the Christians, and in 1899, the first English missionary was killed. On the 10th of June, proclamations were posted on walls all over Beijing, calling on the Chinese to slaughter all Christians and threatening all those Christians who tried to hide with martyrdom. On the 11th of June, China shone in glory as it would offer her share of martyrs for the church. According to Dr. Piparakis of the University of Athens, the events are described as follows. The executioner's procession set off triumphantly with burning torches as the idols of the traditional god of the Chinese were carried aloft. Censers were held so that the Christians could sense the idols and thus deny their alien faith. The pressure was unbearable, the martyrdoms most terrible. The fear was great. The Orthodox Christians' homes were surrounded. Threats and violence were used to force the Orthodox to sacrifice to false gods and deny Christ. Unfortunately, as with all oppression, many capitulated and burnt incense to the idols to save their lives, while others who were stronger in faith boldly confessed Christ. The latter, the confessors, were led out of the city to the Boxer's idol, worshipping temples. Here, after indescribable torture, cutting them open and pulling out their entrails and the like, they were finally beheaded or burnt to death. The martyrs' houses suffered the same fate as their owners. Churches and Orthodox institutions were also given over to the flames. All the church buildings, with the exception of the one in Hankow, the Sino-Russian library, and the print shop with its 30,000 wood-carved Chinese characters, were set alight and burnt to ashes. The Russian missionaries managed to flee to Tianjin and then to Shanghai. Of the 700 Orthodox Chinese believers, 300 were martyred for their faith. Taking into account its low numbers, the Orthodox Church of China gave up more martyrs than the more populous heterodox churches. Included in those who received the crown of martyrdom was the first Chinese hero martyr, Saint Mitrophon Chi Sung. Saint Mitrophon was the first Orthodox Chinese priest. He was ordained by Saint Nicholas of Japan and served the Orthodox mission for 15 years. He sat among the ruins of the burnt out Orthodox mission, enveloped by the men, women, and children of his flock. Then they started to hit his chest with fists. His presbytera, Tatiana, and his 23-year-old son, Isaiah, were slaughtered before his very eyes, while they cut off the nose, ears, and toes of his younger son, John. Not only did the child martyr refuse to complain of protest, but miraculously he felt no pain. The executioners taunted him, calling him a child of demons. He answered, saying, I am an Orthodox Christian and I believe in Christ, not in demons. After Father Mitrofan's execution, his future daughter in law, 19-year-old fiance of now martyred Isaiah, arrived at the priest's house. She wanted to die together with the family of her betrothed. When the Boxers surrounded the house, Maria helped many of the faithful jump over garden walls. She faced her executioners with courage and reproached them for the unjust murder of so many innocent souls, who were not tried by any court. The executioners pierced her feet and wounded her hands, encouraging her to leave and be saved. Brave Maria answered boldly, I was born here at the Church of the All Holy Mother of God. I will die here too. Then the Boxers executed her. Of the 1,000 people that were in Beijing parish, 222 received the crown of martyrdom and constituted the glorious sacrificial beginning of the 20th century, which would soon turn purple by a river of blood that flowed out of the vast expanses of Russia. However, the small church of the Chinese people proclaim through their martyrdom that orthodoxy has no borders and is above race, nations, and languages. The Orthodox Church is the church of all nations, people, languages, and stands before God to offer praise and worship. That's the story of the Chinese martyrs of 1900. This is, once again, something that is a part of the Boxer Rebellion, which is a very interesting thing to look up. But yeah, let me know what other stories you all come across. I'm starting to get more and more interested because this just brings the Bible to life even further than it already is. This is truly a living word that we are able to follow, and our God is alive in heaven, and we serve a king, a great king. So God bless you all. Talk to you on the next one. Bye.